so happy in your case to find, oh, thank God there's a gun. I got something to latch this thing on. Because if you look at the girl's car, that thing's mangled. And actually, it was Tim who brought up the analogy during the break. It looked like it was one of the Detritus from the monster truck show. I mean, it was rammed off the road.
I mean, from a defense perspective, you also got to look at the fact that this, from what I understand, the defendant had left the scene, and these young ladies continued to follow him. And then they call their parents who get along in the chase or following and looking for him, and a parent who happens to have a .44 long in his car. So from a defense perspective, you have a lot more to work with than the case that we just saw down in Savannah, Georgia.
But what am I allowed to do, Ken, if I find myself on a rural road near Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and there's a gun pointed at me? Am I allowed to ram a Honda, I think it was a Honda, with two girls inside it to the extent that that car was rammed, and then back off the hood, turn the wheel, and slam into a woman in the middle of the road, all because I'm confronted with a Colt 45 or a 44? Well,
you just said all because. I don't know too many people who would gladly or willingly put themselves in lines of a Colt 45. I think that's something that most of us we don't want to have to make that decision, and I think that goes to the heart of this case is what would you do put in that situation, and I think that's what the defense has to focus on. The prosecution, of course, is going to say, just as you're saying this 44 is something, you know, what can you do? I guess the prosecution's thing is you definitely can't use your vehicle as a weapon. And I guess what they're saying is that the defendant in this case was the initiator, the aggressor, and his car was just as deadly as that 44.
So, Tim, I'm thinking, look, I'm, you know...